Welcome to the AM News on the AM Show. Now, in a bold move to reshape the country's gold industry, the Ghana Gold Board has revoked all gold trading licenses issued under the former Precious Minerals Marketing Company regime. With a new licensing regime in place, the Gold Board is set to inaugurate a special security task force with enhanced powers to combat gold smuggling and unauthorized trading of gold. There is more in this report.
It is now official because if you had a gold trading license issued by the now defunct Precious Minerals Marketing Company, it is no longer valid, and that is according to the Ghana Gold Board. The new era of gold trading has begun under the Gold Board after several deadline extensions. The Gold Board says it is now enforcing the new licensing regime under the Ghana Gold Board Act, which came into force in April 2025. Gyamfi is the acting CEO.
The new Gold Board licensing regime has taken full effect. And that effective immediately, only a Ghanaian who has gone through the lay-down due process and has been issued with a license by the Ghana Gold Board can legally engage in gold trading in Ghana.
Over 200 licenses have so far been approved under the new system to stop the drain of Ghana's gold through illegal trading and smuggling. The government is developing a special task force with full police powers, but with strict accountability.
And this task force will be driven by the intelligence unit that we have already deployed across the country, gathering information on the activities of all smugglers and illegal gold traders. We know you. You are not in hiding at all because your cover is blown. We know who you are. So you better do the needful and stop the illegal gold trading you're engaging in and the gold smuggling. The officers that we are deploying at all material times when they are embarking on field operations must wear their bulletproof vest, which will have fixed on them body cams.
Acting CEO of the Ghana Gold Board, Gyamfi, says the new regime is Ghana's strongest move yet to reclaim control over its precious minerals and plug the revenue leak.
Away from that, a major armed robbery syndicate that had been terrorizing residents across parts of the Kumasi metropolis has finally been brought down. The Ashanti Regional Police Command says it made the breakthrough following weeks of surveillance and an intelligence-led operation. Irabnakwe has more.
Addressing the press in Kumasi, Regional Police Commander DCOP Emmanuel Taekuju revealed one suspect was fatally shot during an exchange of gunfire with officers.
During the operation, one suspect sustained gunshot wounds during an exchange of fire with police officers and was later pronounced dead at the Konfanoti Teaching Hospital. Another suspect, identified as Yahaya Nuhu, remains at large and is being actively pursued by the police.
The gang allegedly broke into homes armed with pump-action guns and pistols, held entire families hostage, and made away with valuables including laptops, cash, mobile phones, and electronics.
During interrogation, suspect Kwejo Che Bafo confessed to participating in the robberies and admitted to committing a rape during one of the operations.
So far, 9 suspects have been arrested, including Kojoche Bafo, Bernard Ousu-Ansan alias Hot Boy, Joseph Opon alias Joe, and several accomplices. Police recovered stolen items and weapons, including multiple laptops, phones, television sets, 3 vehicles, several pistols, pump-action shotguns, ammunition, and face masks used during the operations.
Suspect Ousu-Ansan, who sustained gunshot injuries during the arrest, is currently under armed police guard at the Konfanoti Teaching Hospital. He led officers to the retrieval of additional weapons. All suspects are currently in lawful custody and will be arraigned before court in coming days.
The Ashanti Regional Police Command commended public cooperation and assured residents of continued efforts to ensure security.
The Ashanti Regional Police Command commends the public for its continuous cooperation and remains committed to ensuring peace, safety, and justice across the region.
For Joy News,
Thank you very much.
Erabna Akwe Kumase.
Political authorities, traditional leaders, and diasporan guests gathered to mark the Central Regional launch of the 2025 Panafest, reaffirming a commitment to preserving and sustaining African heritage and promoting global solidarity. Under the theme, Let Us Speak of Reparative Justice, the Central Regional Director of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Charles Kweku Boabing, assured that the 33rd edition of the festival is focused on attracting global attention. Abigail Isel in Nkrumah has more in the following report.
The pains that we are creating, the self-inflicted pains that we are causing ourselves as Ghanaians are more than what the so-called European cost us.
The 2025 Panafest, marked by the theme Let Us Speak of Reparative Justice, is slated from July 18, 2025 through to August 2, 2025. The festival, which has been in existence since 1992, serves as a somber reminder of the horrors of slavery, colonialism, and their lasting impacts on Africa. According to the Central Regional Director of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Charles Kweku Boabing, during the regional launch of Panafest, this year's edition has a global focus, urging the media to amplify the publicity of the festival.
Panafest 2025 promises to be embraced by people from all walks of life and nations of the world. We shall depend on the arts and theater to portray and create awareness about our lost connections. And we need for us to come together as one people of African descent. People from far and near are being called to participate in Panafest 2025. Currently, let me call on all of us, particularly the media, to intensify publicity about the festival so as to increase the number of international tourist arrivals in Ghana this 2025 through Panafest and other festivals.
This year's theme heightens the need for the restitution of Africa's painful history with slavery and colonialism. Rabbi Kohen Nathan Yaha-Levi is the executive director of the Panafest Foundation.
Africa and people of African descent deserve reparations now, and the narrative and the history of Africa and people of African descent must be told by Africans. Our case must be made, and the narrative must be changed. It is for that reason that Panafest chose this theme to highlight and to amplify those two messages. Pan-African artistic activism, our artists and our creatives using their talent to change the narrative and to tell the story of Africa in their spoken word, in their song, in their rhythm, in their dance, and all the cultural expressions that we have been endowed with as a people, to put that to the operation and work of elevating the African race.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Isel in Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
As we mark the beginning of the second half of the year, Ghana is set to observe a National Day of Thanksgiving today, led by Cardinal Peter Kojo, Apia Texan, Chancellor of the Political Academies of Sciences and Social Sciences at the Vatican. The event aims to express gratitude to God for the peace and prosperity bestowed upon the nation. Upon arrival in Ghana, Cardinal Texan emphasized the importance of pausing to thank God for the gift of life, health, and prosperity.
Very glad to have been able to respond to the President's invitation to be here. So it's very much, ad rem, the need for all of us to feel so committed to the country as to be able to rejoice in every celebration of the country. And the first celebration of the Republic Day is different from independence, but it follows upon independence. It was one more stage, it's a reform of independence celebrated. Independence comes, the Republic, there's a recognition of your taking charge of your own affairs and leading them and all. So the memory and the occasion of that is always a joyous occasion. And wanting to recognize God's place and God's role in all of this is a very commendable thing that we're all glad to support.
Chairman of the National Planning Committee, Elvis Afenyo-Markin, emphasized thanking God is not just a religious obligation, but a way to acknowledge the blessings and mercies Ghana has received.
Preparations for the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving are well advanced across all the regions and districts. We are all set. The committee has also undertaken engagements with major faith leaders. I think we've called on all of them. And we've also called on the chief imam and other respected leaders within the Muslim community. The event is open to the general public. Sticker. All attendees are encouraged to be seated by 7 a.m. This one, you are coming to meet God, and you never know, your destiny can be changed. A blessing of that on that day can change your life. The statutory public holiday has been moved to Friday, 4th July, because we see some people are confused. Is the event going to be on Friday? No, the event is tomorrow, Tuesday, 1st July. However, the holiday will be on the 4th of July. So the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving will still be held tomorrow, Tuesday, 1st July, as scheduled.
Away from that, an environmental journalist and Love FM news editor, Kofi Edu-Domfe, has been elected as the new Ashanti Regional Chairman of the Ghana Journalists Association. His victory follows a closely contested election held nationwide to select new regional and national executives for the association. Nana Boachi Yadom has more in the following report.
The election were part of the nationwide exercise by the Ghana Journalists Association to usher in a new crop of leaders, both national and regional levels, to steer the affairs of the association for the next term. Kofi Edu-Domfe, senior news editor at the Kumasi unit of the Multimedia Group, was elected as the new Ashanti Regional Chairperson of the GJA. His victory came after a keenly contested election to choose new regional and national executives for the association. Edu-Domfe, who is known for his strong advocacy for ethical journalism and climate change, will now lead the Ashanti Regional Chapter of the GJA after winning 16 votes, with his opponent obtaining 15 votes. In his campaign, he outlined 3-point vision focusing on continuous professional integrity, dignity in ethical practice, and accountability within the media fraternity in the region.
We give thanks to God for this opportunity to lead the Ashanti region as the chair of the Ghana Journalists Association. For me, it's teamwork. I have able secretary, able vice chair, and a treasurer who are going to support me to deliver on my mandate. In the first 100 days in office, our major intent is to increase, renew, and improve membership of the association. In the first 100 days, we're expecting that at least 100 people will be registered as new members of the association here in the Ashanti region, and we want to expand that going into the future. The second thing on our hearts as the new crop of leaders for the association is to ensure that we empower our members with the right skill set that they need to be qualitative journalists, be it bloggers, be it mainstream media practitioners, whoever is practicing in the name of media. One thing that is upon our hearts is to ensure that they have the right environment and the right mindset and the right attitude, the right skills to practice as journalists. And we are not looking at only media houses in the Kumasi or the city center. We want to look at the hinterland from Obuasi to Asante Achim to Mampong to Afenyo. All these people are essential in the scheme of affairs when it comes to qualitative journalism and expanding community journalism. So there are people that are on our heart, and we are going to ensure that anything we do as leaders, they are roped into our scheme of affairs.
After his victory, Kofi Edu-Domfe has pledged to ensure unity within the Ghana Journalists Association in the Ashanti region, with a lot more expected to take place during his tenure as chairman of the GJA in the region.
Another thing that we intend to pursue in our medium to long term is the resuscitation of our press center that we lost some few months ago. It was almost at the, it was a two-story story building actually, and it was at the roofing level. Before we knew, it was pulled down and the land had been sold or reallocated to a different developer. As unfortunate as it is, there was nothing we could do. But as our mandate as a new crop of leaders, we intend to pursue this from the Menchia Palace through to RCC to KMA, anybody that matters in the region when it comes to issues of media and journalism. We want to engage them and see how best we can have a good space that we can call a press office or a press center to operate as media practitioners in the Ashanti region.
For Joe News, Nana Boachi Dankwa Yadom, Kumase.
And if you hear that sound, what does it tell you? The NSMQ is back and the competition is already heating up. Now, day one of the regional qualifiers saw some schools clinch emphatic victories while others bowed out in disappointment. Correspondent Collins Frimpong and Adobe Asare captured the highs and lows in the Bono and Western regional qualifiers.
I would say that our components were like snails if we compare it to Animal Kingdom. They were very slow for us.
It's a wrap for day one of the regional qualifiers of the 2025 National Science and Maths Quiz. 29 schools battled fiercely in 7 different contests across all 2 regional qualifiers, with 3 schools absenting. In the Western region, 3 emerged winners: Archbishop Porter Girls, Amenfiman Senior High and Takwa Senior High School.
We knew victory would be ours at the end, and then God did it.
We are very happy we were able to win today.
Fijai, Adiambra and Ahantaman, though unable to win their respective contests, have still secured a spot in the national championship after crossing the 40-point qualification mark.
Even though we were not able to win, we were able to qualify.
Since it has ended that way, we are still hoping for the best.
4 schools from the Bono region have sealed their spots at the nationals. Brekum Presby Senior High School makes a big comeback after 7 years, while Methodist SHTS ends their 2nd national appearance.
In the field of atomic theorem and in the field of NSMQ, there is almost no prospect of detecting the pathogenic nature of PSEC until it is being used in an attack, and that is what we showed there.
Notre Dame girls stole the spotlight with a stunning 75 points, the highest of the day, securing their 9th straight qualification.
This is one of the best experiences in NSMQ for me this year, and it will always be. We are the record breakers.
The final contest of the day ended with Doma SHS securing a spot with 33 points. The regional qualifiers are just getting started. More schools are set to take the stage tomorrow, all hoping to book a spot in this year's national championship.
Let's do the business updates now, and what a way to start than to go to the currency market to find out what's happening. Now, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana is predicting stability of fuel prices at the pumps despite an earlier projection by the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies that petrol and diesel will go up by 2% and 5% respectively today, July 1. According to COPEC, the expected increase can be absorbed by the oil marketing companies on the back of the impressive run of the Ghana cedi. Duncan Amwa is the Executive Secretary of COPEC.
What the market should have probably been this current window and what we have it now, the deviations we have, you would realize that some of the consumers have paid as much as 5% higher already. And so to come back to add another 5%, I think will be unfair to all of us. We'll be watching, we'll be paying close attention to those companies that decide to be fair to us on prices tomorrow. And for those who decide, as it is, Pius, if you know, if you follow this sector, whenever there are supposed to be reductions, sometimes they go into the second, the third day of the window before they even adjust downwards. We'll be watching tomorrow to see how many of them will be in a hurry to adjust their pumps, upward. But from our indications, pumps could stay stable for this window, and there shouldn't be any issue at all.
The Ghana Revenue Authority has announced that key changes to the country's tax administration laws will come into effect from July 1, 2025, which is today. Now, among the significant updates are the introduction of a modified taxation scheme, the imposition of value-added tax on real estate transactions, and the extension of VAT to non-life insurance services. Here is a Business Desk report.
The modified taxation scheme introduces a flexible tax payment framework targeting micro, small and medium businesses across the country. This is in line with the Income Tax Act 2015, Act 896. Acting Commissioner General of the GRA, Anthony Kwesi-Sapong, clarified in a recent media engagement that the scheme is not an additional tax but a simplified method of calculating personal income tax for eligible traders and entrepreneurs. This initiative comes with multiple payment options, including mobile money, USSD code SAR222#, and bank deposits. The Special Voluntary Disclosure Program, known as the SVDP, which was rolled out in 2024, is also being deepened. This program provides an opportunity for citizens to voluntarily disclose incomes earned abroad, which they haven't paid tax on. VAT on rental of immovable property and the supply of immovable property by estate developers will also be implemented. This requires that all state developers charge a 5% VAT on the supply of immovable property. VAT on non-life insurance will also take effect. The combination of these measures represents a balanced approach to revenue generation.
Well, let's wrap up the business update with what is happening on the commodities market. Well, that's it for the AM News. Up next is the AM Sports with Muftau Abdullahi Nabila. Good morning.